Becky's in the paper.
Our Becky?
New singing sensation Becky Hewitt will soon be sweeping across the country as quickly as her new album is sweeping the charts. Ms. Hewitt's debut concert this Friday night at the Stromberg Auditorium is already a sellout.
She is on her way to the top, fast.
I don't know whether to be happy for her or sad. She and Russ were so in love.
Well, their marriage was weak from the beginning. Their foundation just wasn't there.
I'm glad our marriage doesn't depend on a piece of paper.
Me too.
I wish Becky and Russ could have found our secret.
Don't forget, Russ almost did.
Well, that was before I met you, and you swept me off my feet.
Good morning, Angel baby. Wait till you see this. Your concert is a sellout.
It can't be.
Right here, black and white.
David, that means thousands of people.
It's a drop in the bucket compared to the millions who'll be buying your album. Baby, we may have to do 2 concerts in some cities.
David, I've never sung in front of that many people.
Becky, 100 or 100,000. It's all the same.
No, it's not to me, not when all those eyes are staring at you.
They can't even see you with the lights on you.
Yeah, but I can see them.
I believe we've gone through all this once before, opening night at the club. You remember how easy it was after the first time?
I know, but this is different, Dave.
Yeah, it's different, all right. Stage is bigger, lights are brighter, the amps are higher, the money's fantastic, and you'll be chauffeured to the concert.
I'd be chauffeured?
Yes.
David, I'm nervous.
Relax. Look, if it'll make you feel better, I'll take you for a trial run tomorrow night.
No, that's not it. It's just after all the promotion and the TV interviews and doing an album and then being chauffeured to the concert, I mean, what if they don't like me?
Hey, they already love you. Almost as much as me. Hey, what do you think the concert's sold out for? As further proof, your album is now 36 on the charts. That's 36 on the big 40.
It moved up 2 notches?
2 notches in less than a week.
Is this really me?
Yes, it's you. What's this?
I'm gonna throw it out.
Good. The sooner you forget about him, the better.
Picture's all I have left, you know.
Yeah, well, just make sure he's not on your mind Friday night at the concert.
I'll be fine. It's kind of like a part of me died, you know. I miss it, but it's okay.
Yeah, the boring, dull side of Becky Hewitt has ceased to exist. Now you, the real Becky Hewitt, can live up to the real image.
Which is what?
Single, sexy, intriguing, free.
Thought you were the guy who said nothing's free.
Did I? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you're free of Weaver, not me. Our contract is legal. You ready for some breakfast?
Is it free?
Yeah, for you, not me.
Okay.
This is the result, the official result of the investigation?
Yes, and as you can see, the police report substantiates my investigation.
What I see here is no explanation.
Well, that's correct. The drug inventories all checked out negative, as well as the room charts.
Now, did you double-check them?
3 times. Miss Mason had no access to Seconal capsules through this hospital. In fact, she wasn't under any medication.
Is it possible she got the capsules from another patient?
She wasn't seen out of the room during the day of the overdose.
Can we be sure? Remember, the nurse didn't check her for over 2 hours.
Nurses were in the vicinity. Also, no patients in the area were taking such medication.
Well, there must be some explanation. You simply haven't found it yet.
I know of only one explanation, Mr. Lewis. The capsules were given to Mrs. Mason from an outside source.
A visitor? Well, now, that's not written down in this report anywhere,
No,
is it?
sir, but I
Well,
know...
make sure that it isn't. That's all we need for a rumor like that to get out. The newspapers will have a field day. Kingsley General Haven for dopers.
I don't understand.
Mrs. Mason was admitted here with a drug problem. Now, extra precautions should have been taken to make sure that her sources were stopped.
Care was taken, and Mrs. Mason was improving.
And her condition at present?
Well, she's still in a coma, but I expect to improve.
Now, do you have any medical foundation for that? Or is that just that you've been praying?
Well, I'll admit it's more of the latter, but I do feel that...
Mrs. Davidson, must I remind you again that this is a hospital? We deal in facts here, not in prayers or so-called miracles.
The facts are that Mrs. Mason's condition remains the same. She's alive. And where there's life, there's hope.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, which is why I want her transferred to another hospital as soon as possible.
But she's receiving the best possible care here by doctors who are familiar with her case.
Other hospitals and doctors are just as capable.
Well, there's none close by.
I'm sorry, but it is my job to keep this hospital out of lawsuits and away from adverse publicity. You remember what happened when that Cummings man refused to die? That cost the hospital $14,000.
You're afraid Mrs. Mason will live?
Oh, I didn't say that. I wish her a speedy recovery at another hospital. In the meantime, as long as she stays here, whether she lives or dies, she is a high-risk patient.
Well, today's D-Day.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your devotions.
Well, it wouldn't hurt you to get into the Word.
Oh, I got some work to do. I thought you did too.
The company won't fall apart if I take a 10-minute break.
Well, I'll remind you next time you think I'm goofing off.
Well, if you're reading the Bible, I won't complain. Besides, the Bible is the best business manual in the world.
Well, then how come so many Christians are poor, Dad?
Who said they are? True success isn't measured in terms of money.
Tell the rest of the world that.
Well, if the rest of the world followed what was in this book, it would be a better place to live.
Dad, it's not for everyone, okay?
You're wrong there, Gil. God set up the world to revolve around certain guidelines and laws, just like the law of gravity. That's for everybody. And so sowing and reaping.
Dad, this is not Sunday school.
One more thing, and then I'll shut up. Look here, Proverbs, chapter 21, 5 and 6. The plans of the diligent lead surely to advantage, but everyone who is hasty comes surely to poverty. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a fleeting vapor, the pursuit of death. You see how practical that is for Prescott Development?
Great. Why don't you read that at their next company meeting?
Well, maybe I will. Now, what was this you were talking about, D-Day?
Well, today's dig day. You know, the hospital site. We break ground.
Oh, that's right. What time?
1 o'clock.
I'm going to call Terry. I know she'll want to be there, too.
You coming? I mean, it's no big deal.
Are you kidding? I put a lot of work in this project.
Yeah, and so willingly.
What are you insinuating?
I think you know.
Oh, that's strictly business.
Oh, sure, Dad, huh?
Come on in. Hey, Dom, come on in.
Hey, Don. Hey, I better get going. I'll
All
see
right.
you after lunch.
At lunch.
Take it easy.
How's it going?
Good. Should have finished pouring the foundation down in Hollister Mall pretty soon.
Why, terrific. Ahead of schedule, too. You're doing a great job, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
How's it going for you personally?
Oh, I haven't had a drop to drink since you got me out of jail.
Oh, that's great. What can I do for you?
I need a couple hours off this afternoon.
Well, you got it, but you could have talked to Gil about that.
Well, it's a preliminary hearing to see about Donna's custody, and I didn't want Gil and the other guys to know about it.
Yeah, you're right. It's none of their business. I'll pray that everything goes well for all concerned.
Thanks, boss. Thanks for everything.
What are friends for? Yeah. And Dom, if things don't go as expected and you want to talk, come on back, huh?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Well, thanks, Larry. I'll do you a favor sometime. You know, it'd be nice if you knocked.
Harold, I need you to take care of a legal matter.
But, Charles, I'm doing everything I can on your divorce. I know how anxious you are.
Well, thank you, but this really concerns Miriam.
Oh, yeah, how is she?
Not good, I'm afraid.
Miriam suffered a cardiac arrest yesterday with possible brain damage.
Charles, I'm very sorry.
Well, I'm still hoping for the best, but in the meantime, I wish to take some legal action against those responsible incompetents.
Oh, what do you mean?
I want to bring suit against Kingsley General, naming Doctors Greeley and Martin and the Director of Nursing, Terry Davidson.
Oh, no, not her again. On what charge?
Incompetency, endangering my daughter's life, malpractice, anything else you can think of.
Is this legit, or are you just trying to get revenge?
Harold, Miriam is on her deathbed.
Oh, it's very real, Harold. She's in worse condition now than when she was admitted. And isn't it strange that it just so happens that the people who are treating her have a vendetta against Miriam and myself?
Oh, where does Greeley fit in?
Oh, he's a friend of theirs. You know, quacks of a feather flock together.
Nancy and I have been concerned about Miriam since she entered the hospital.
At Terry's insistence.
We've been concerned that she wasn't getting the right supervision or the right medical treatment. Mind you now, because of their negligence, My daughter was able to get drugs while she was in the hospital.
Yeah. I'm beginning to see what you mean.
I'm not so sure that Terry didn't actually push Miriam off the deep end.
How?
Well, Terry's more interested in souls than she is in bodies. And I have the feeling that she's been badgering Miriam, filling her with that religious nonsense. Well, I even saw a Bible in Miriam's room. Now, it may just be that Miriam couldn't stand it any longer.
Yeah, well, you know, Dr. Greeley and Martin haven't been paying enough attention to her, so I'm sure that she tried to kill herself.
Yeah, you know, the more I hear, the more I agree with you. Yeah, I could slap a restraining order on them so fast they won't know what hit them. You're going to want to move Miriam to another hospital.
Wait a minute, hold on, not so fast. Kingsley General is still more accessible. I think new doctors, new specialists will be fine for now.
But, you know, I think Charles...
Miriam is going to stay at Kingsley. But Harold, this is a priority, and I want you to get on it immediately.
Hi, Vic. How's it going, babe?
Oh, hello, Peter. I'll get your permits for you in just a minute.
Okay, no hurry. I got the time.
Maybe you do. I am swamped. You know, since Jean transferred to Commissioner Prescott's, I haven't had time for anything.
They should get you some help.
Yeah, well, they're working on it, but... I'm sorry, I didn't know you're waiting. May I help you?
Oh, I'm with Peter.
Oh, you work at Prescott Development, too?
Yeah, you can say something like that.
Oh, I can tell you work outside. You've got such a nice tan.
I like to swim.
No kidding. I love to swim. It's my most favorite thing to do.
Oh, mine too. Well, almost. But I'll bet you look great in a bathing suit.
Thank you.
I like to swim too, but look, we need to get these permits in and running.
Right. I should be right over here. Why haven't you come with Peter before?
Well, I think he's trying to keep you a secret. Gil, you know, he's pretty busy with other things.
Gil?
Prescott.
You're related to Commissioner Prescott?
His son.
Peter never told me Mr. Prescott had a son.
You never asked.
My mistake.
Ah.
Here.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You know, you have to tell me where you go swimming. We'll get together sometime. Okay?
Oh, I'd love it.
Great.
Now tell him what else we might have in common.
Yeah. Right. Nice talking to you, Vicki.
Bye, Gil.
Bye-bye.
How often are you suctioning the endotracheal tube?
Every 2 hours.
Blood pressure 80 over 50, pulse 58. Still not good.
Yeah, we need to get her blood pressure up. I want you to mix dopamine drip, 400 milligrams, 500 cc at D5W. Run it to keep her blood pressure 100 systolic.
Is she having any problems with the tube feeding?
Well, I've been giving her 100 cc's every 2 hours with no problems.
You can take a break if you like while we're in here. No reaction. Her pupils are still fully dilated.
Means her coma's still deep.
I was hoping there'd be some sign of improvement.
Well, at least I'm getting some reaction here.
Well, there's no response to any pain. Miriam, if you can hear me, squeeze my hand. Squeeze my hand.
She could be hearing every word we say and not able to respond.
You know, I've always found it amazing that some patients in comas know everything that's going on around them.
We don't know whether Miriam is one of those or not.
We're doing everything we can, Miriam. Don't give up. We haven't.
Ben, just in case she can hear, I think we ought to schedule another EEG in the morning.
I wish we could have diagnosed more from the first one.
Well, it's not unusual for a brain scan done so soon after a code red to show a certain amount of brain damage. The next one will tell us a lot more.
Yeah, but if it's no improvement by tomorrow, there's a good chance Miriam isn't hearing us at all. Or ever will.
The issue that provoked Mr. Cavalera's behavior is the issue that has brought us all here today. The question of where Donna will live. Do you have counsel, Mr. Cavaleras?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
Well, it's just as well. This is not a formal hearing. No one's on trial here. It seems the root cause that triggered the incident at the Cummings and Donna's request to stay there stems from your problem with alcohol.
Yes, Your Honor. I apologize to them and to my daughter for my behavior, and it won't happen again.
With all due respect, Mr. Cavaleris is simply saying that it won't happen again is a lot easier for him to say than it is for us to believe. Now, it's no secret to the court or to his daughter that he's had a drinking problem for years, resulting in minor legal offenses and child abuse.
The court's records show no convictions or charges of child abuse, Mr. Dunbar.
That's because it's not true. Does Donna look abused?
Oh, well, now looks can be deceiving. Bruises heal. It's the inner scars that take a little longer.
Gentlemen, please.
I love my daughter. I wouldn't do anything in the world to harm her.
Maybe not sober.
Your Honor, Liz and I have seen the evidence of one of these beatings. When Donna came to us, she was crying and she had bruises on her face and on her arms.
Did she tell you she had been beaten?
Yes, by her father.
Well, why didn't you call the police?
Well, she didn't want me to.
I remember whipping her, but I didn't beat her.
Were you drunk?
I'd been drinking.
Well, now, the difference between drinking and drunk's about as thin as the difference between a whooping and a beating.
Your Honor, the words that Donna used when telling us what happened were drunk and beating.
Donna, can you tell us what happened that night?
It's obvious that she's still afraid, the same way that she was when she came and asked to stay at our home.
You don't have to be afraid. All we want to hear is the truth.
Well, I came home a little bit late one night, and he beat me for it.
What did he do?
I tried to run, but he caught me and threw me against the wall, and he slapped me a couple times with his hand. I got away, and I ran to the Cummings.
What we have just heard doesn't sound like a mere whooping or justifiable chastisement.
No, it doesn't.
Donna, you're not telling all the truth. She didn't come home, Your Honor. She didn't come home for 2 whole days, and I went out and I looked for her, and I found her. Yeah, I was drinking. Yeah, I was angry. Father has rights, too.
Not to beat his child, he doesn't.
I overreacted, I know, but it's not easy being a single father, a single parent, especially not bringing up a teenage daughter. I can't make her stay at home all the time, and when I do try to keep her in line, I get accused of beating her.
Mr. Cavaleris, supervision does not mean beating someone into line.
I have the same problems with Donna that all parents have with their teenage children. You can't blame society on me.
Your Honor, when I first met Donna, she was in the park smoking a marijuana cigarette.
I didn't know.
Exactly. That's the point.
She often spends the night away from home. She sleeps in the park, in unlocked cars, and one night Jill even let her sleep in the bookstore. And all because she's too afraid to go home.
Don, is this true?
Yes, it is.
Look, I didn't realize. Sure, I make mistakes, but Donna's all I got.
That's a step in the right direction.
I'm trying to get things together. I mean, I fixed the Cummings door, I'm paying the doctor bills, and I've quit drinking.
Just like that.
I haven't had a drop since that night, and I never will again.
Donna, do you have something to say?
He always says that.
Well, I mean it this time.
Are you an alcoholic, Mr. Cavaleris?
I admit I have a drinking problem, but I'm not an alcoholic. Alcoholics can't quit. I can.
Several days without a drink hardly constitutes proof that you've quit or even that you can.
I know. And that's why I'm going to Alcoholics Anonymous to get extra help.
Well, I'm impressed, but not totally convinced that your problem with alcohol is solved.
I give you my word, Your Honor, that I'm going to do better. I just want my daughter back.
I'm touched by your attitude and your initial effort to change. But I feel that the court needs more proof that you can and will provide a proper home and supervision for your daughter. I therefore rule that custody of Donna will remain with the Cummings until the date of the hearing for the criminal charges.
It was nice of the judge to let me see you alone. I'm not mad at you.
I didn't mean to get you in trouble.
I know you didn't. This whole mess is all my fault. It's not yours. I don't know why I act like, yeah, I do. Because I drink too much.
Then why do you do it?
It's not easy without your mother.
You drank when Mom was alive, too.
Yeah, but not as much. I didn't drink as much.
Dad, I stayed as long as I could. I just couldn't take it anymore, just like Mom couldn't.
Oh, but your mother understood.
No, she didn't.
Look, let's not rehash the past, okay? I'm really gonna change this time. I'm gonna make it up to you.
Sure.
Just like I told the judge, I'm getting help.
I like it at the Cummings.
Yeah, but you'll like it at home again, too.
I wish I could believe that, but
Donna, no matter what you think, I really do love you. You'll see.